Who measures WPI and CPI in India? Base year. Duration. Meaning. Explained simply. Are prices rising? Is inflation increasing? Are people suffering due to expensive goods? For this, India measures inflation mainly using CPI and WPI. CPI, Consumer Price Index. What does CPI measure? CPI measures price rise faced by ordinary consumers. It tracks prices of things people use daily: food, milk, vegetables, clothes, transport, education, healthcare. So CPI tells how expensive life is becoming for common people. Who measures CPI in India? CPI is measured by National Statistical Office, NSO, under Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. CPI publication frequency. CPI data is released every month, usually around 12th of every month. Current base year of CPI. Current CPI base year 2012 is equal to 100, meaning prices in 2012 are taken as reference point. What is base year? Base year means a standard year used for comparison. Suppose price basket in 2012 is equal to 100. If CPI becomes 180 today, it means average prices increased by 80% compared to 2012. CPI basket. CPI uses basket of goods and services. Includes food, housing, fuel, clothing, education, medical expenses, etc. Each item gets weight. Food has high weight because people spend heavily on food. Different CPI categories earlier. India earlier had CPI for industrial workers, agricultural laborers, rural laborers, etc. Now headline inflation mostly refers to CPI combined, rural plus urban. WPI, Wholesale Price Index. What does WPI measure? WPI measures price changes at wholesale level, meaning prices before goods reach final consumers. It tracks bulk goods, raw materials, manufactured products. Who measures WPI? WPI is measured by Office of Economic Advisor under Ministry of Commerce and Industry. WPI publication frequency. WPI is also released every month. Current base year of WPI. Current WPI base year 2011 minus 12 equals 100. WPI example. Suppose steel wholesale price rises sharply. WPI increases quickly. But consumer may not feel immediately because final retail prices take time to change. Main difference between CPI and WPI. CPI, WPI measures retail prices, measures wholesale prices, reflects consumer inflation, reflects producer wholesale inflation, includes services, mostly goods only, important for ordinary people, important for producers' business trends, used by RBI for inflation targeting, used for industrial price trends. Which inflation does RBI mainly use? Reserve Bank of India mainly targets CPI inflation because CPI reflects actual cost of living of people. RBI inflation target. India's inflation target 4% plus or minus 2%, meaning RBI tries keeping CPI inflation roughly between 2% to 6%. Why base year changes sometimes? Over time people's lifestyle changes. Example: earlier, radio important, internet less important. Now, smartphones, digital services, online spending important. So government updates base year periodically to reflect current consumption patterns. Simple memory trick. C is equal to consumer. CPI consumer prices. W is equal to wholesale. WPI wholesale prices. Easiest story version. Imagine CPI asks, how much is common man paying? WPI asks, how much are traders producers charging in bulk? That is the simplest difference. UPSC style answer. In India, CPI is compiled by the National Statistical Office NSO under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation with base year 2012 is equal to 100, while WPI is compiled by the Office of Economic Advisor under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry with base year 2011 minus 12 equals 100. CPI reflects retail inflation faced by consumers and is used by RBI for inflation targeting, whereas WPI measures price movements at the wholesale level.